Hello. Hi. It's me, the Grandma Quilter. Haha. And this is in Quilt Fact, where the imperfect becomes perfectly loved. Hello. This is a new episode of In Quilt Fact. Grandma Quilter here is going to be doing a series of videos sponsored by Mrs. Quilty. Great fabric for great prices. Great boxes for a lot of fun. So today we're starting off this endeavor, this full adventure. We're going to start working on a pattern that I am testing for a great person. Her name is the Queen of the Renegades, Miss Andrea Jaume, and her new pattern is Daystar. So Daystar is a very cute little pattern. You're going to see it in the picture. It's very simple, but very pretty. And we're going to be doing this with Mrs. Quilty fabric. I am going to be doing here the version piecing, but I'm also, for the experiment, for the testing, I'm going to be using easy piecing grid interfacing. So today I'm going to be showing you the piecing part. It's a very simple quilt. I cannot give you the measurements because you got to buy it. But it has three, and I think one, two. I'm looking at the pattern because, again, I'm telling you, it's experimental. We're still testing. 6. We have seven different blocks. Now this is, I'm using 3 different colors. As you can see, I have, get one here, a blue fabric. This is going to be the star. The star is going to be comprised of this. This is my background fabric, which is gray with white and yellow flowers, are really pretty. And then my internal star is going to be white, gray, and blue. 3 basic colors. We're going to see what this looks like. Now, these fabrics are Mrs. Quilty, very good quality. They are not flimsy. They are not see-through. Can't see my eye through, can you? They're not flimsy. They're not see-through. Very good quality fabric. You get 2 8-pack fat quarter bundles in each box. And that comes out to a half a yard of fabric. So you really get 4 yards of fabric in each block, which is pretty cool. I've already made stuff with this that I received in the box, and I still have fabric left over, and I still have more left over. It's over there on the other side, which I'll be using later. So I'm going to finish this first grid, or this first 9 patch, which is on the corner. And as you can see, I did it this way because now all I have to do is I can finger press these open. I'm not, am I going to open them? You have 2 options. Do whatever feels good to you. In this case, I am going to open them. I'm going to finger press them open. Usually I just do it to the side and then fit. But in this case, I want this to lay especially flat. So I am going to finger press because I don't want to turn around and do it with the iron. I'm just going to finger press these open. Again, this is not a tutorial. I'm just showing you what I'm doing with my Mrs. Quilty fabric, with this quilt from Andrea. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to do another video after I have pieced it completely. And I'm having to, there we go. After I've pieced it completely, I'll show you the finished product before I quilt it. I will show you the flimsy. You know, I've seen people complaining about the word flimsy. And I forgot. There it is. Flimsy is a newer term that people used for a quilt top. It is a quilt top. It hasn't been quilted yet, but it is a quilt top. So now all I'm going to do is put them together, make sure that my seams match, and then just sew it. I like projects that are simple, that don't require a lot of concentration, because, okay, and of course we are doing this, so it is going to give me an issue. I don't know what happened to my stitches here. Here we go. My machine's acting up, of course, but that's okay. All we got to do is seam ripper, open it, and do it again. Because basically, we make mistakes, people. Everybody does. I just do them more often than anybody else. That's why this channel is known as In Quilt Effect. Here we go. Love this thing. Absolutely love it. This is the best thing. This is for your eyebrows, but it's great when you want to rip a seam really quick. And I don't call it jack because it's not a jack, it's a Jill. So that's Jill, the seam ripper. Here we go. Better. It's just, you know, it has to act up because, of course, I am doing an episode and it's got to show that it's boss. But you know how that is. Alrighty, make sure the seam is open. Gotta tie up my hair. And the good thing about doing it this way is if you have to fudge it, you fudge it. Like I'm doing right now. There we go. Okay, that's one stitch down. There we go. Lines matched fairly well, but in the back I got a little screw, but that's okay. Look how nice that came out. But you can see in the back I didn't. So what I do in a situation like this, I'm not going to unstitch it. I'm going to come with my good clipper and I am just going to cut just barely to the seam and open it. See how easy that is? Anyway, last stitch to finish this 9 block. I can't talk today. Anyway, this 9 block. And remember, I always tell you people, don't look at my hands because I shake a lot. And so for all of you quilters out there that are always afraid you're going to screw up, screw up. It's your quilt. You do it any way you want. You fudge it up, you fudge it up. If, you know, you do what you got to do to get it done. All right, just make sure this one's open. Yes. I always like to make sure the bottom one is where it's supposed to be. There we go. And here we go over here. A little bit more. I am a very slow sewer because I cannot compete with the likes of Tiffany or Donna from Handmade by Ying with Donna or Tiffany's Quilting Life. Those women can just fly through, not me. There we go. Done. So now I have my first 9 patch. Look how pretty. Isn't that pretty? It looks so pretty. Came out so nice. And it lined, oh, look what, I can't believe it on here. It lined up. Oh, wow. Let me tell you something. This is a first. Look. Everything lined up. I cannot believe it. Oh, this is a miracle for me. You have to understand something. This is not common in my quilting world. It is not common. All right. So this would be block 1. There are 4 of these blocks in the quilt. These are the cornerstones, you could call them, in the quilt, 1 in each corner. The next one, thing about it, you're not going to see measurements because I'm not going to show you, but the next block is this one. So when you're doing any kind of quilt and you're using a pattern, what I do, I make notes. Show you from far away. What? I make notes on my pattern so I know what I'm doing. It helps me stay organized. Some of the other creators you watch, they have them labeled really pretty with pretty labels. I don't do that. Everything's in here. Since it's just 3 colors, I'm good. Second one is going to have a gray. Going to have a gray block here. And it's going to match up with a blue. Okay. Gray, blue, and then gray. This is a very easy pattern to follow. Andrea, great job, girl. Because you're just following the blocks. That's all you're doing. It shows you, it's illustrated on the pattern, how to put the block together. So literally, since it's only 3 colors, in my case, I'm doing it on only 3 colors. I have gray, blue, and now gray. Then the rest is gray, blue, blue, and gray, blue, blue, and then they all go together. I'll show you this block before we're finished. Very simple. I'm telling you, simple, basic patterns. That's what I love. Okay, there we go. Look, first line, done. Okay, so now we are going to do the second line. Blue, gray, and get this one, and blue. Wait a minute. Yeah, blue, blue, and gray. Blue, blue, and gray. Now, when it's directional fabric, make sure it's all in the same direction. This is a little bit of directional, so I am going to try to match it. Here we go. Again, I have to always do this. Make sure I'm doing it correctly. And here we go. See, the machine is having a tendency of being a brat with me today. So I'm going to have to take the stitch out and change. No, the bobbin's fine. I'm going to take that stitch out again and do it again because I want this quilt to look pretty. Here we go. See, I'm telling you, that's the best thing in the world. These things, this one is $8 for $5. This one costs $8. So you do what you want. Yeah, see? It's not the fabric, people. It's not the fabric. On the contrary, Miss Quilty is the sponsor of this video. And because they're sponsoring this video, they gave me something to give to y'all. You get a 20% discount if you write, again, let me find it, in QuiltFect 20. The link to Mrs. Quilty is in the description box below. You get a 20% discount, which is pretty good. And it's in QuiltFect 20 for your first box, for your very first box. So don't think it's a 20% discount code every time you get one, because no. But hey, think of it this way. 4 yards of fabric, pretty nice, pretty fabric. I did it wrong. See, I was almost going to do it wrong. That's why you always use your graphs. Beautiful fabric, because this fabric is gorgeous. I dare anybody out there to tell me this fabric is ugly. Hold on. Looking for one that I don't have to iron. There we go. Look at this fabric. It's absolutely gorgeous. The color. This is what I call my elegant fabric. But look at this. This is beautiful. And the box also brings you patterns. We are going to be doing a couple of patterns that I've done before. I did one. I did the table runner. If you want to look at past episodes, I did a table runner, and I did the hearts. Instead of doing it in a pillow, I did it as a table topper, and I showed it here on my channel prior, because the patterns are very, very easy to follow and very basic. And okay, I'm telling you, it's when I'm live and when I'm doing episodes, this happens. As I was saying, very easy to follow, and it shows you how to make a block. What you do with that block is totally up to you. Me, I used the heart block to make a beautiful table topper. Came out really sweet. And I gave it to my sister, who's using it right now. I made a very, very, very springy, Eastery, gorgeous table runner that I gave to my daughter-in-law. So go watch those videos. I want to make a couple of other things that I have in mind, because I still have fabric that I haven't touched. So I am thinking of making one of the patterns that is in the booklets, because the booklets bring 2 patterns. I mean, in the last booklet, it was 2 patterns. And again, they're very pretty patterns, very pretty, very simple. And you can make them with the fabric that comes in the box. If you don't want to make the patterns, you don't have to. Use like me. Right now, the fabric that I had left over, I'm using it for this. And this quilt is going to be made completely with Miss Quilty. So you can see it. And I had already planned this. See, this second line. Second line. So where's the first line? Here's my first line. Let's put these two together. And again, always go back to your instructions. Always. This is on the top. This is top. Yes, this is top. This is second. Always watch. And let me do, here we are. When you don't want to iron, people, always grab, this is great. This little roller. When you don't want to iron, you want to go to the ironing board. Even though my iron is hot, I just don't want to give you guys my back. Just come, iron it open just like that. I'm ironing these open. I'm not ironing to the side. And I like the way it looked on that other block. So hoping this block comes out as pretty. Here we go. And there we go. And see? Putting it down, I always do it faster. So when I'm trying to do it up in the air, when I screw up. Okay, this goes here, and this goes here. And here we go. Again, anything with 2.5-inch squares makes me happy. One thing I do, sometimes when I'm a little nervous, I just want to make sure, I just put a pin in it. Just to keep it secure. People, pinning isn't wrong. I know there are some purists out there, some quilt police, who think that pinning is a sin. I used to sew clothes, so I pin. It's my quilt. I do what I want. If I want to pin, I want to pin, and I will pin. And I pinned just the first one just to make sure I didn't loosen it up. There we go. See what it looks like. Maureen was talking today. Maureen of the Opinionated Quilter. And she was talking today about this kind of stuff. Here we go. Oh my God, my points are coming out. I am so amazed right now. I cannot believe it. It's coming out so great. So great. So great. So great. We've got gremlins in the house. We have gremlins. Okay. And here's the last line. I'm so excited that I'm doing something on video and my seams are coming out straight. I cannot believe it. And it's like I'm saying, the fabric is a good quality fabric. It's not stretching. Some of these I'm sewing on the bias because I'm just grabbing from the bucket. I am not looking at straight of grain. And it's coming out perfect. And I think I just found my trick. I think that opening the seams helps me do it better. I really think this is true. I don't know. I guess we will discover this together. Another blue one. And I will have my second block completed. See, that's why, again, everyone has their way of organizing their work. If I tried to put everything, and I tried, believe me, putting little pins and little papers and everything, I have done it and I have been confused. I've made mistakes. So I know my limitations. I know where I can go and what I can do. The easier the quilt, the faster I'll make it, the happier I am. It's just that simple. Complicated quilts get me nervous. And because I want to do such a good job and then I don't, so I get frustrated. So no, I have tried to get away from them. So this is a very easy little pattern. And I think I'll have this ready in a couple of days because that's how simple it is to do. It's a very simple pattern. There, second black, look how pretty. Oh my God, I am so amazed at myself. Oh wow, this is ridiculous. So if you want to see, this is gonna go, yes, like this. Let me just pin it together so you can see how it's gonna start to look. Because I'm gonna do this by rows. So there is 1, 2, 3 rows in this quilt. So this is going to be the second block of the first row. I have 1, 2, 3. It's 4 blocks per row. Oh, it's going to come out so nice. You know what I'm going to do? I am going to, well, no, I'm not going to sew them together, because if I sew them together, I do want to iron this part, and I don't want to take up too much time. But let me just show you. By the way, don't forget, Miss Quilty, our discount code is in QuiltFect20. Okay? Don't forget, you get 20% off your first box with using the code in QuiltFect20. So, as you can see, okay, I am always shaking. Basically, here are the first 2 blocks. Isn't that pretty? Look at that. Tell me the colors aren't gorgeous. They're just gorgeous. We're going to leave it here. I am going to continue to make some blocks. Oh, this is going to be nice. My rows are going to line up perfectly. I am so proud of myself. Oh, Andrea, I love this pattern. This already means that I'm going to have to make more because it's so easy to make. Oh, I want to make a scrappy version. And then just use it in colorways instead of a specific fabric. Oh my God, this is beautiful. Look how gorgeous. Tell me these colors aren't amazing. Tell me this colorway isn't just beautiful. Okay, we're going to leave it here for now. I'll be back with the next episode of In Quilt Fact with Mrs. Quilty and Andrea's Daystar Pattern. See you soon. Bye.